The City of Aspermont City Council meeting this Tuesday, May 19, 2026 at 6:01 p.m. If anybody would like to lead us in a word of prayer.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening and we're so thankful to you, Lord, for giving us another day of life. We pray, Lord, that you would send us some rain. This land needs it so badly. I pray, Lord, that you would be with us tonight as we make decisions in the best interest of this town, Lord. Thank you for loving us and for dying on the cross for our sins. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. We will go on to open forum, which we have some visitors here tonight, which we appreciate. I assume everybody's here for the RV park. Is there anybody who's not? If you'd like to say something in open forum, you can, but if everybody's here for the RV park, we're going to reserve some time before the first part of that part of the agenda for that. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. All right, good. With that, if nobody has anything for open forum, we will go on to item number 5, 2026 city election. Resolution number 2025-5-19- canvassing results.
This is the early.
Okay.
If you look around, this is early voting and this is election.
Okay.
Is it okay to be that number? Should have been 6.
It's all
I'll pass that to you. If you want to go.
just count to make sure that, you just get to see who all, how many voted. Anyway,
Is that
5,
17?
I see that there's 17. Do I?
Is that first one off 4 also?
Mhm.
Resolution. Resolution number 2026-5-19. A resolution of the City of Aspermont, Texas, canvassing returns and declaring results of May 2nd, 2026 special election to the reauthorization. Come on. How you doing, Sally?
How are y'all?
Good. Of the local sales and use tax in the City of Aspermont, Texas, at the rate of, no worries, 1/4 of 1% to provide revenue for maintenance and repair of municipal streets. Whereas the City Council of the City of Aspermont, the City Council duly authorized a special election to be held within the City of Aspermont, Texas on May 2nd, 2026 for the purpose of reauthorization of the local sales and use tax in the City of Aspermont, Texas at the rate of 1/4 of 1% to provide revenue for maintenance and repair of municipal streets. Whereas the City Council has investigated all matters pertaining to said election, whereas the election officers who held said election have duly made the return of the results thereof, and said returns have been duly delivered to the City Council. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Aspermont, Texas, that Section 1, it is officially found and determined that the May 2nd, 2026 special election was duly ordered, that proper notice thereof was duly given, that proper election officers were duly appointed prior to said election, that said election was duly and lawfully held, that due returns of the result of said election have been made and delivered, and that the City Council has duly canvassed said returns, all in accordance with the law. Section 2, it is officially found and determined that the following votes were cast at the May 2nd, 2026 election by the resident qualified electors of the city who voted at said election: for 22, against 0, This resolution shall take effect immediately from and after its passage, adopted by the City Council of the City of Aspermont on the 19th day of May 2026. Motion to accept.
I move to accept resolution number 2025-5-19. Yeah,
It's
2026.
Yeah.
2026.
it's resolution number 2026.
Was there a second?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries to accept resolution number 2026-5-19.
Okay. Go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Statement of officers.
Statement of officer. I need Steve, Cody, and Royce. Y'all will stand. And I'm gonna read this. And y'all, after I say aye, y'all just say your name. Okay, this is I.
Aye. Stephen Ellis.
Raise your hand. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
that I have not directly
that I have not directly
or indirectly paid,
or indirectly paid,
offered,
offered,
promised to pay,
promised to pay,
contributed,
contributed,
or promised to contribute
or promised to contribute
any money or thing of value,
any money or thing of value,
or promised any public office
or promised any public office,
or employment for the giving
or employment for the giving,
or withholding of a vote
or withholding of a vote
at the election at which
at the election at which
I was elected,
I was elected,
or as a reward
or as a reward
to secure my appointment
to secure my appointment
or confirmation,
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be,
whichever the case may be.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, Royce, you were put in as a council member, Cody as a council member, and then Stephen as mayor. I'm gonna let you sign, Royce, right here.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Thank you.
and then we've got another one after I read something else to do. Okay, and Cody. Sign right there. Thank you. Okay, Stephen. Okay, now, the next thing is the certificate of election, and I'm just gonna read this to y'all. This is to certify that a general election was held on May 2nd, 2026. Royce Bell was elected as council member. And, excuse me, Cody Myers was as council member and Stephen Ellis is mayor. And that's all, I'm the one that does all the paperwork on it, that's all that's for. Now, this is the oath of office, so I'll need y'all to put your hands up again. Okay, in the name of the authority
In the name of the authority
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
I,
I,
your name,
Stephen Ellis,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of city council
Of City Council
and mayor
of mayor
of, let's see, I'm sorry, I got offline here. The state of Texas,
the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect,
preserve, protect,
and defend the Constitution and laws
and defend the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, just another signature, Royce. And right there. And I will notarize your signatures when I get through. Okay. Right here. And Cody. So, right there. Okay, thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Royce, you can have a seat
Yes.
right over here.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next item of the agenda, number 6, accounts payable, discuss and take action as needed. Pay the bills.
I don't know if he would like to see them.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
One second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries to pay the bills. On to item number 7, approve minutes, approve April 28, 2026, regular meeting minutes, discuss and take action as needed. I didn't catch anything.
Same thing. Same thing. Yeah. I move to approve minutes.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries to approve the minutes from April 28, 2026, regular meeting. On to item number 8, Kathy Costanado, deductible on damage to vehicle, discuss and take action as needed. We discussed this at the last meeting. I think we obviously tabled it.
Yeah, we tabled it so you go look at the
Yeah.
memo itself.
Did anybody else go look at it?
I did.
I did.
What'd y'all think? I think it was abnormally high or anything?
I measured it. It was 3.5 at the tallest part of the manhole.
Yeah,
Of course, there's about a 2.5 inch drop at the tallest part of the pavement.
right.
It's not the prettiest thing, but it did not look abnormally high.
Yeah, I agree. Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Mr. Warren, we don't need a motion for that, right?
I would make a motion.
You want to?
Yeah.
Let's pay that deductible.
I'll move to not pay the deductible on the vehicle damage.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries to not pay the deductible for damage to claim damage to Captain Castellano's vehicle. On to item number 9, Astronaut AEC IDC, discuss and take action as needed. Steve's not here again today, understandably so. As I'm sure you're all well aware, we're going through a pretty tough time. Same thoughts and prayers, spirit, all the positive energy, whatnot. But he did leave some information. Y'all had a meeting last night. What did I do with that? He apologizes for not being here and states that hopefully next month he'll be around. The first thing he wanted to go over, as is on the agenda, is IDC Board of Directors Board Member recommendation. Stop me if I'm wrong, the IDC Board did vote to recommend Lynette Channing to replace Cassidy Metter when she left for the IDC director.
Yes, that's
So Lynette Channing's presented to the council for consideration. Would y'all want me to go through these one at a time? Do we need to move to accept her?
Yes.
Make a motion to accept the board's recommendation of Lynette Cheney.
I'll second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries to accept Lynette Chaney
I have
onto
to
the
abstain.
IDC. Do what?
I think I have to abstain.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm on EDC, but
Right. B, project performance agreements with nonprofits and businesses. He says that he's planning to advise the council that we are preparing to sign performance agreements with the senior citizens to replace the roof on their building, which is to be approved by the city council. But he will need to get with George Abernathy to determine which roof bid they intend to go with, so we know the cost. Then he'll draft the performance agreement with them and present it to the council next month for final approval. Last night, the IDC board voted to approve a donation under a performance agreement with deliverables up to $50,000 for the senior citizens roof replacement. So he will be presenting the agreement to the council in June. And the Aspermont Event Planners performance agreement in July. He says that the event planners did not inform him of their intention to provide their bank statements prior to last night's meeting, so he'll have to add them to the agenda next month. Then, if approved by the EDC board, he'll present that agreement to the council in July. The third thing is welcome to Aspermont sign update. So update for our signs is that Casey Robertson has agreed to install them for us, and we'll be doing it on weekends after he finishes a project he's currently doing. I may have some extra help with that. Number 4, feasibility study update. The WCT COG is, West Texas COG is in the process of performing our community feasibility study for a commercial residential development, and will complete it approximately 90 days, which should be in June. The feasibility study determines Aspermont is able to support and sustain the development like this. We will resume pursuing a community development grant with the COG's assistance. Was there anything else that you had? No? The pressure's on you.
right. That's all I can
Is that about
think of at the moment.
Okay.
That's, we just table them.
Hmm?
We just gonna table
If y'all
them.
like, yeah, we can just take them. See how these things.
One motion, table the rest of it, or
Yeah, B through G.
Miles B through D.
I make a motion to table items B through D of the EDC IDC.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. To table on under 9 of the agenda, letters V through D concerning EDC IDC. Okay, on to the hot topic. Fun one, RV parks. Sally, I was telling them, do you plan on speaking too? It's fine if you sit here.
For a minute.
Okay.
Just gonna make sure everybody got their name down. If you want to say something, if anybody has anything to say, please write your name down here. We have asked the community's input, so we're glad y'all are here. We want to hear it. Having said that, please don't get mad at me or think I'm rude, but we're gonna do, if you have something to say, everybody can have 3 minutes at the beginning of this item of the agenda. And if it gets to 3 minutes, please forgive me, but I'm gonna do a hard stop, okay? Besides that, thank you guys for coming. Always want to hear what the community is thinking, what they have to say. Was there anything else? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so RV parks, discuss and take action as needed. If anybody would like to go first, do you have anything to say?
Well, I don't know that mine so much, it is the RV park, but first off, I just want to thank y'all for not selling our water. That was a big step, I think, and I really appreciate that, and I know the town appreciates that. So, but as far as the RV parks are concerned, I don't know how many is gonna pop up here, but I do think y'all are gonna have to have some things in place to control it, because it can get way out of hand like it has at Stanford and Anson. And I don't think we need quite as many as they have. I don't even know if we need one. And I don't know how many is gonna be out of town. And I'm wondering about, y'all have no control over that. So I'm wondering how much water will go to those, and what will happen if we start running low on water. Who will get cut off first? You know, we was all without water 2 years ago for 2 weeks, and thank the Lord we had snow on the ground where we could at least flush our commodes, and it's no fun. It's no fun. And I just want y'all to take the whole town into your consideration when you vote on this. So, but I do appreciate y'all. That's all I got to say.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, we know this has been a hard decision for y'all, but it's been on the table several times here. And as, you know, for me, George is talking about putting one out in front of my house. So I've also heard those people say that I don't want one next to my home, because we don't know what kind of people this is going to bring in. I mean, we hope that it's good people if that happens, but, you know, whatever, actually could be a bad one too, then where are we going to be? And if we approve one, then how many, can you turn anybody else down? And everybody's going to, we'll have them all over town probably. We're already short on water, so it's just, I don't think it's a good idea.
Thank you.
I'm kind of with the water, concern, and also being in residential type areas where you've got neighbors and those kind of concerns. And I guess initially when I was here in RV park, I kind of had that why should I care kind of mentality for it. But as we got into it, and I've got some friends who live over in Hamlin, and so I've started having conversations with people, which I think that's where a good starting point is we're not the only towns who are growing and who are growing quickly with a lot of temp things that are happening. And so I always think it's good to reach out to those who are going through it and ask questions. And one of the things that I asked, and they kind of explained it to me, was it wasn't just a slow, there was a couple people coming. It wasn't a trickle. It was a downpour. And there was a lot of people and it was really fast. And another problem that they've been having over in Hamlin is they're stacked on top of each other. There is no regulation on how many you can have and how close proximity. I want to say 6 days ago there was a fire in Anson that had to do with RVs. And so that would be there's a lot of concerns in that. A lot of people who are traveling in these RVs are transient living. That's what they do. They go place to place to place. sometimes people get used to not respecting where they're living because of it. And so that's something I think should be considered. So I think regulations would be a necessity at this point for our town to protect our citizens that are here, that are gonna have to live with the consequences. There's been, and who's gonna carry those? Is that gonna fall on the property owner? Cleanup wise, I know cleanup was kind of a deal, past couple of years. How tall people's weeds are, we're getting citations in the mail. Is that gonna be the same thing with this RV? Nobody wants to tell anybody what they can do with their property, but that has been a thing that cities have done before. Because what you do on your property can affect your neighbors. And that's just the way that it is. If I'm blaring music all the time and my neighbors can't sleep, that's a problem. You know? So I think there's a responsible, and I think it's our responsibility to do that. And that's, I think, why we're kind of here. And I know with sanctions and citations, the municipal court is a problem too. How can you hold people accountable if we don't have a court in play to do that? So I think there's a lot of dominoes that are gonna exist, and I know y'all, and I do thank you and appreciate the fact that y'all have asked us here. You're wanting our input, and that shows, you know, that our city does care. And so I do wanna thank you guys for inviting us. I mean, cause it's not very often we do get invited to come, so I do really appreciate that. And I guess I'll just leave it to this, is like, is our small town capable of handling big town problems?
Okay, we'll leave it with that, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's a good question. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
All right, I'd like to thank Chris, Calamaco, Bell, Myers, Marla, and I'd like to thank all of y'all for serving our board and taking care of our county. A lot of people don't want to do it. I don't even want to be here, but I am concerned. So I would like to thank each and every one of y'all for making good decisions for our county. My concern is this, you know, Marvin does not want a RV near his neighborhood. And I get people can do what they want with their property. It is theirs. You know, but my concern is this. I live on Ryan Street, and there's an old vacant lot out there. A lot across from me is Mr. Myers. He has a dog that barks. We don't hear too much out of him. He has a baby. He has a wife. I'm over here at home most of the time alone. I would be very concerned. Okay, you're going to let an RV park in his neighborhood. So if someone bought up that land and said, hey, I want to put an RV park on 800th Street, that would affect me because, you know, I've called. I found out who owns that land. What if somebody gives them a good price and they decide, oh, yeah, we're going to put an RV park right between Myers and Salazar? That's going to be very concerning to me. I'm by myself a lot. I leave to go to work in the dark, not right now, but I like to go walking in my neighborhood. My little dog will bark. She lives inside. I know Myers' dog will bark. If we say, okay, there's going to be an RV in his neighborhood, well, it's going to stop it from coming to my neighborhood. That's going to be scary for me. It's going to be all men. I'm not going to say, oh, you know, they're going to be after me, but I like to walk around my neighborhood. There's a little boy down the street, and he's always outside. He's always at the park. When I walk every day at the park, and I don't know where these men came from. They did not speak English. I don't know what houses they rented, but they were coming up and down the street. Today, I went to see if, you know, where they lived or where they were. There was no vehicles anywhere. And, you know, the only place I know of is that Metter house that he rents out. I didn't see any vehicles or anything. But that's my concern. If it's okay for them to move into Marvin's neighborhood, is it okay to be, you know, Chris is close to me. Is it okay, you know, I've seen his son bike ride. Is it going to be okay? Is it going to be safe? We've got to protect our children. We've got to protect our community. That's my only concern. I don't, you know, I can't stop what's already been okayed or what the county has decided. I just don't want it to be, okay, he's got one. We're going to go between Myers and Salazar, and there's going to be one right there. What if Myers' baby cries all night because there's noise and there's men coming and going? I know my dog's going to bark all night, and I know Myers' dog's going to bark all night, and that's my concern. I don't want to tell anybody what to do with their property. But if somebody buys that land, I'm going to have no control of my neighborhood. And I like my quiet neighborhood. I like my safety. That's just my concern, and my other concern is water. You know, when we have that freeze and we didn't have water, I didn't have water for 21 days because my husband was working in Midland and he couldn't come home. And I had my son Oren and I had my daughter, but Oren don't know anything about plumbing. So we didn't have any water. We drove to Haskell and took a shower every night. When the snow melted, that was showers. Well, he goes, y'all don't have to go to Haskell. Oh, yeah, we do. We drove to Haskell every night and took a shower. And then my 80-year-old dad said, you know what? I'm going to come look at your water. I turned my water on and it just filled my bathroom up with water. I'm not a plumber. He came and he capped it. So I finally got water while he couldn't come home. Obviously, his job would not let him leave, and it wasn't, you know, he had been there and he left and he thought we're going to have water. We didn't have water. That's just my concern.
I don't mean to be rude, Ms. Greta.
That's
3
good.
minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Got anything?
I do.
Okay.
Guys, my name's Justin Renfro, and while I'm new to the community, I'm also not. Bought here in 2021, so 5 years ago. My place is out on 1835. It's the old Judge Magoo place. So my wife and I built out here much like what you're talking about, as far as the transits that's going to be coming in. There's going to be that. You know, I'm looking at this. I didn't know about the meeting until the day I came in to talk to Lorenzo, and he told me that there was a city council meeting tonight. I just bought a house here in town. We're going to clean it up. There's a adjacent lot, literally right across the street from it, that Lorenzo told me that there's talks of an RV park going in. I'm looking at this as a double-edged sword, right? There's going to be some baggage that comes with it. I was in the oil field for 20 years. I've been in every oil play that there is in North America, and I see the good and the bad, and it's very similar whether you're in the Bakken or whether you're in the Eagle Ford or anywhere in between, right? But at the same time, it brings a lot of revenue into these communities. You're going to see some things that, if it's managed correctly, Mayor, you can be able to put some handcuffs, if you will, some corporate handcuffs on some of these guys that are bringing in some of this business, and you're able to make improvements and you're able to get them to give contributions back to the community. One of the things that concerns me was back during the frac sand boom days, I founded 3 different companies, right? Managing partner and founder. One of the reasons I left one of my first companies was because they make a lot of promises, but they don't always honor them. So you have to have bonds to back it. And you have to be able to make sure that any reclamation takes place as well, too. The trucking, you've already got trucking in this town because of the pit up here north. You're going to have more, and you have to get used to that, unfortunately. Because the money that's backing this, guys, y'all don't realize it. I showed Lorenzo today 2 of my hunting buddies. One's in DFW, and I've got property still over in the DFW area. The other is a corporate guy down out of Houston. The guy out of Houston sells 1 million barrels of fuel a month. So he moves a lot of product. He sent me a screenshot of what these solar farms, data centers are costing. It's going to blow your mind, right? We gave a tax abatement. One of the reasons I'm in here tonight is because we gave a tax abatement over here. The county office was telling me a couple weeks ago, my wife went in as we homesteaded our property. And they were like, we're getting $19 million. And there's a local businessman here in town. He talked to me about using my hunting lodge for some of his guests. And I said, is that good? He said, yeah, that's the most money we've seen. So how much do you think is really being spent on this solar farm? 50 to 100 million, right, Lorenzo?
That was my guess. Yes.
How many of y'all want to take a guess on what's actually being spent? And this goes back to the money that they can put back in this community to help clean it up, to improve your water systems, to improve your sewer, to improve your roads, and to help your schools.
30 seconds.
You want to take a guess on my 30?
No.
900 million. And I got it in writing.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it.
So there's money being left on the table that doesn't need to be left on the table. They're either going to come in here, or they're going to go in one of the outlying communities. And if they go out there, there's no city tax dollars that can be derived off of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your input. I appreciate it, Mr. Renfro. do you think? Long discussion last time.
I can give you a bit of information that I got. I actually talked to the guys that run the lake over there today, Miller Creek, or actually it was yesterday, I'm sorry. They informed me that everyone that's on that lake, everybody gets water from that lake, they got RV parks. There's a 200 spot going in at Monday right now. There's a 200 spot going in at Goring. So, I'm
Who'd you speak with? Miller Creek?
Miller Creek, yes.
And they were telling you about the two different
Right.
places in Bundy
Right.
and Goring?
Right.
Okay, sorry.
And I'm not trying to persuade either way or anything like that. It's for you guys to make your decision. But that water's getting used up anyway. It is. It's getting used up and they're making money off of it. Same water system was told me we couldn't sell or drop in the hat to what's being put out there right now from all the other RV parks in the area, no matter what we do. Also stated to me that they know of 14 water stations that are plumbed into our aquifer right now that are running trucks every day.
How many?
14. I just knew of 7, but I was informed by them it was 14. So that aquifer is getting drawn off of pretty hard too. And I know that they told us that that those trucks can't pull as much of as a pivot can in 24 hours. I don't know that for a fact. I don't know because that's what I've been told from the board members over there that sit on that water board. There's frac tanks set up and they're filling up water and trucks are just hauling that water out of there. Just a little bit of information for y'all to.
I'm not being smart like at all. Like,
Right.
what's your point? Like, are you saying?
My point is they're using our water. Our water's going to get used one way or the other.
Right.
Whether we sell it or they're going to sell it.
Yeah, it's going.
If we don't have an RV park here, they're going to have a bigger RV park down the road. There's 5 in Rule right now. I think Haskell's kind of shut down everything. They're at their maximum in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as out of the city, I don't know. They're building a man camp just right outside town there out by the airport.
Where?
Out by the airport in Haskell. There's a man camp going in just east of the airport out there. So
You know, like how many units?
that I do.
It must be 500 people.
So that's just a little water information for you guys to know that I know, just to pass that along.
So, did I ask a question or no?
Like I want to say yes, but I want to say no. I'll say that like if any council member would like to hear anything, I'll leave it up to them.
Who asked? Was it?
I just have a question to Mr. Carmichael.
Yes.
So Miller Creek, is that where we get most of our water?
So we're at about a 50-50 mix. We use a little bit more Miller Creek than we do.
So who else shares it with us? Haskell and
There's quite a few. There's Glory, Rochester, Mundy, Haskell, Rule. I think I have a list. Yeah, Paint Creek gets part of
Yeah,
it.
it was a long list.
Yeah, there's an entire list of people who get water from
so we could run out of water faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And are they all on the same aquifer as us?
Anything drilled out that way is on that aquifer, yes.
Is there any way to measure how much water's on aquifer? In that
Yeah, I've looked at some data. There are some wells that they do monitor, and I haven't seen anything substantial as of yet that shows a dip in that. Our wells are producing like they always have as of right now, so we're not showing anything. There's no data that backs up.
I'm showing Miller Creek to be 64%.
64, yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Can I ask one? It's just a quick, simple one, promise.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, you said, just to clarify, you said the man camp had over, 500 people? Is that, I'm just making sure I heard right.
That's what I heard. I don't know that for sure. That's just what I
Okay,
heard.
and then just like what is our city population at?
The sign's 789.
789,
So, yeah.
and there's 500 in that man camp. Okay.
Can I speak? So, we're basically just gonna say, let's push this and see how fast we can run out of water. Let's add to the problem. I mean, I understand there's money to be made, but the risk versus reward here is crazy to me, I think. I mean, we're willing to, I mean, I don't care what all these other towns do. We hear trouble from Haskell and, I mean, everybody's heard what's going on in Haskell and Stanford. So I think Sally posted over there tagging cars now or something. I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, do we want this in our little town? There's 700 people here. I mean, it'd be easy to double our population if we're the minority.
I don't think anybody wants the situation that's at hand. It's
I
just
mean, nobody wants
dealing
to
with the
run
problem we have.
But I think we've got two in town already with no ordinances, and they're not full. So everywhere else, they're closer to their work sites, and it's easier for them to get a spot. I don't foresee us having hundreds of RVs in town at one time. I don't. I could be wrong.
That's what I would hope for.
I don't
too.
either, but I would like y'all all to consider if you have family or if you have children, or you have a brother that could possibly, they could put an RV there. Just think about what you would want for them. Would you want their safety? Would you want their quietness? Would you want privacy? Would you want your dog barking 24/7?
I think we're all taking all those things into
Yeah.
consideration.
Oh, thank you, that's great.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'd be remiss if I didn't say what I'm going to say next, is that I have been contacted by a few business owners, and this isn't to pose how I feel about it or not. I'm just relaying information that they're for it. RV park brings in more commerce, as we've talked about before, but they don't want to come and they don't want to stick their necks out because that could affect their business. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Which is a valid point.
Right.
Like I said, I'm not saying that to sway either way. Just being a voice of people in the community.
And I've had individuals that are not here come and voice just the opposite.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I've had
It's
both.
been in my office.
Marvin calls me often,
Yeah, yeah.
which is fine. I enjoy it.
Like we've talked about though, just because everybody else does it doesn't mean we have to. The old saying, somebody jumps off the mountain, don't mean we have to follow. I mean, I understand the revenue, but I think if these people are working here, they're gonna come through town and spend money. What are they gonna spend at night while they're sleeping here? How much money are they gonna spend at Awesome's? They're gonna go to Awesome's in the middle of the night? Other than that, they're gonna spend money when they come here. They're gonna stop at the restaurants, the convenience stores. They're gonna spend their money coming through. Or they're gonna stay here and they're gonna drive to Walmart and spend their money. And that'll be that.
Do y'all send out surveys or anything like that? Has that,
We haven't like polls and stuff.
yeah, like can you send out like a survey?
Yeah, we
Put
can.
a
There's things we
dollar
can
on it?
post and everything.
And then like maybe, for those people who are wanting to stay anonymous so they have a voice.
You're right. That does exist, and as well as does this,
Right.
where they can come as you have.
And I can tell you, the EDC IDC sent out a survey just recently,
Yeah, I feel
and only
like-
72 people did.
Okay.
So it was just kind of a drop in the
Right,
bucket.
just look at we only had 22 vote. So,
Right.
I mean,
But it's a great idea. Yeah. If people would respond.
Yeah, I totally feel you. I'm for gauging what's going on, how people feel.
Well, I'm going to throw my opinion out there. It's no different than I've expressed at every meeting. I'm with Marvin. Just because everybody else is jumping on board, I don't jump. So I think we've got to preserve what we have. It's again, everybody's going to. The more people that are on board are going to just use up the water faster. I think it's inviting in trouble. And like Cody said, these parks haven't filled up. I don't know if part of that is if some of these companies are looking to provide one town maybe that has a bunch of spaces versus sending a few here or there. I don't know how that works, but I think if you build it, they will come. If it's there, I think it's going to fill up if we have those available spots that way. But
I don't think us not allowing RV parks is going to preserve any water. It's not going to. It's like I said, they can go. Lorenzo just told us they can go over there. They're going to draw the same lake, same aquifer. So, I think the water is a moot point. We need to weigh every other issue or every other concern that we have now.
And that was kind of my point of stating that, is that water is kind of not, it's not really the issue because it's going to get used up either way. It's our quality of life and how we want our community to be. To me, that's what we're looking at. The water's going to get used regardless.
Royce, Chris, what y'all thinking?
I mean, I agree with both sides of it. I mean, I can see everybody's point. I see.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that after the last meeting, I think I kind of had a shift in my idea or my thought on it from what some people have said. And I know that may not have been their intent of the way they were making speeches, but it kind of shifted my thinking on it. I do think that if we allow RV parks, I mean, I think we'd already established or written the idea out there of limiting the size, and we're nowhere near talking about 500 people or even 100 people. We're talking about like 12. The number we came up with was 12.
Yeah, like 12 or 14 or
12 or
something.
14, yeah. So, I mean, I think we're talking about much smaller scale than what any of the other numbers that y'all are seeing or fearing. I mean, I agree with Lorenzo 100%. I mean, we're at the end of the line on the water. We're kind of at the mercy of what happens out in front of us. And I'm sorry, I don't remember your name.
Justin
Cody.
Renfro.
I agree with him as well. I mean, there's a lot of money coming in, and just what Marvin just said, people are coming through, they're using our resources, they're using our roads, they're going to be spending money in town, but they're also going to be using stuff in town. We have to be able to provide money to fix those things as they're used, whether that's resources, infrastructure, whatever the case may be. We have to be able to, or God forbid we run out of water, we have to have revenue somewhere in order to try to provide the city with water somehow. And I don't know what the solution is on that, but I know we have to be able to think about that some way.
What does the wastewater system look like as well for the town?
We run way under capacity.
Okay.
We're actually already taking wastewater from a group of
Nice.
people already. We're already selling, or
Nice.
they're purchasing the right to do that from us already.
You mentioned like at 12, like you're assuming just one lot will have 12.
Correct.
This is back to Greta's point here though, is once we open this box, you know, everybody, I have a spot of land beside my house. I can put 5 there. I mean, most of them, some people have more, and then just, the next thing is 12, 12, 12. 12 adds up after a while, and you can't stop it once we allow one.
Yeah,
Once we open it, I think we're kind of in it then.
No, we would be able to stop it at any
Able to stop
point.
it.
Yeah.
So you would get to pick and choose who gets to and who doesn't.
Lorenzo would.
No. I would bring it before the board for sure.
But the 12 spots is based on 1 acre, right?
No, we talked about 12 per tap, right?
I cannot remember to answer.
I thought there was 12 per tap, and that was
And we can limit it at whatever we want.
Right.
So can I ask something? Y'all said last meeting there was some outside the city limits.
Yes.
How many, I mean, y'all can't control how many they have, can you? They
That was
can
kind of
have
the point of
50.
what we were saying, is we can't control that at
Yeah.
all.
Right.
Other than we,
That's a good
Other
point.
than the taps,
The tap, right.
right?
Yeah.
Why don't we just let them have them outside of town and not in the city limits?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
Then
going
we
to
can-
get
because they're
water,
gonna,
so
that,
they're trying to find a compromise.
because you're gonna get the 300 spot RV parks out there. They're gonna use much more water.
But we don't have the
But they're
same.
gonna use it anyway,
And-
whether you got
and
one
you're-
down or not.
I mean, I
We're
know
not
they,
getting anything out of it.
I know they don't live in the city limits, but it's still a town out there too.
Oh, yeah, I guess if
You
you
know
don't
what I mean?
overload it.
It's-
So
right.
is Gracie and Lacey full? Are they
They're, no,
Are they at capacity?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so.
I don't even
This
think
is
either
my
one of them.
thing.
They're-
Just consider the families that are gonna live around it.
Guys, they just had an orientation meeting yesterday. Like the first guys on site for the solar farm was yesterday. So
They only built the
so-
solar
so-
farm for the data farm, is all I know.
Right, but I guess my point is that you haven't seen them in here yet, so the RV parks are not full yet,
That's
because the
right.
guys that are in here are the management teams, the safety teams that are in here setting the table before they bring in their actual workers.
So it's coming.
Yeah, it's-
What do you think, Royce?
Well, it's not so much that it's the RV park itself. The ones that we do have, I think they're positioned in a way where it's not obnoxious.
Mhm.
Like if you go to Rule, it looks like apocalypto town. I mean, they're everywhere. Anywhere there's a free spot, there's an RV, and I think that just looks bad,
Mhm.
and I don't care for that. I think that goes kind of back to what some of the people are saying here. They don't necessarily want that in every free space that we have in the residential areas. But then again, I can see the need for them in some aspects, yes, but where they're going to be, I think we could probably all say, I agree with this. If nobody wants one next to them,
I don't know.
everybody would prefer it to be, next to somebody you don't like. You wouldn't want it, next to your house.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're kind of up against, in my opinion on that.
My thing is, all of y'all have quiet neighborhoods. You don't have a bunch of men around y'all's house. No, just consider that. Consider the families. Consider how our neighborhood is. If you're going to change my neighborhood, well then, hey, I think you're open for it too. If you vote for it, I think that there should be RVs in your area. That's the way I feel. I think you should consider each and every family that, like the lots in front of my house. Somebody owns this part. Somebody owns this part. Somebody owns that part. Just consider, do you want that in front of your house? It's that close to me. You don't want the cars hearing and coming and going, men out there all the time, listening to music, cooking. I would not feel comfortable even walking down my neighborhood or going outside.
And to add to that, everybody knows Christy lives down here. There's nobody around her. There's lots of empty lots, and I just worry that somebody's gonna put one in there. And she, when it's dark, she leaves before dark and don't get home till after dark. And I worry about her being down there by herself with RV parks, men that's probably leaving about the same time she does. It's just a mama thing.
Well,
Isn't it, Greta?
it's a me thing, because it's just me. Molly wasn't home when I left.
Well, I think
She's
opening
not home
Pandora's
when
box
I
here
leave.
is,
I just
listen,
worry.
there's gonna be regulations. Do we have the police force, the ambulance service? Do we have any of these things that can back up an extra 200 or 300 people moving in? Or 100 people, let's just say 100 people extra.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back around to the focus here. I think everybody said the same concerns, which is safety and water and enforcement. I think from here on out, we're just gonna leave it to the council for discussion. I appreciate all the questions and the comments. I think we're kind of just treading water. So, what else y'all got?
Do we find out, have we talked about their ordinances, regulations that we can set in one? We talked to anybody to find out exactly what we can and cannot do on that?
The only thing, any ordinance, any regulation we put in, the only way to enforce it is with the sheriff's office. You gotta have a municipal court to be able to find these people that don't follow your regulations.
Will the JP not do that?
Yeah, they can be our municipal judge. They can, but the city still has to set up a municipal court for that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And does that take several people or can one run?
Takes
around?
money.
Oh,
What would action look like here tonight? Would there be anything or,
Either way,
yeah,
I mean, you're either gonna vote to allow water sales to RV parks or not to allow water
yeah,
sales.
but with like further research to,
I don't know what further research.
should get regulations. And
Well, you're gonna have to have a municipal court established first, or there's no point in doing regulations.
So you're saying not to move forward without having a municipal court?
I'm not saying that. You can always move forward and have no regulations.
So they can't
But
do
we can
anything.
set,
That's
we
a
can set
you-
ordinances.
You can set ordinances anytime.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to
Yeah,
necessarily
so
have
that,
to.
and that would fall on the landowner, not the actual
Tenant.
tenant. Yes.
Right.
So we
But-
would be putting that towards the owner of the land or whoever's developing the RV park.
Would it be like a broad acceptance of accepting RV parks into the community until we hash out different stipulations? You know what I mean?
No, explain it to me.
Like what does the action look like to accept them? You
To
know?
accept RV parks?
Yeah, like you just say, okay, come do what you want.
Or you just make
You know
a
what I
motion to sell RV parks water, to allow RV park to sell water to a new RV.
And then we would come back with like certain amendments that we would want.
You could always come back later, yeah, and put the ordinances to that for
Right.
the RV parks. Yeah. Right now, we're just discussing the sell of water. 'Cause that's the only regulation we have is to sell them or
Right.
not sell them water.
But that's not gonna allow them to pop up overnight until we get the ordinances in place, correct?
Or is it?
You're right, no doubt.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because if you say, yeah, we'll sell you water, and then there's 15 tomorrow, I mean, with no regulation.
Yeah.
So how long would it realistically take if if we voted for this and someone wanted a tap, how long would it realistically take for them to be able to set up?
2 weeks. It would take, from the time they come pay their deposit on the February, 2 weeks before I get parts and then put on the schedule usually for any tap that I can do.
And then time for them to develop a site.
Yeah, after that. Because I'll just put the tap and then they can develop around the tap there.
Because nobody has anything developed as of right now.
Not completely, no.
And I mean, I know George is kind of
He's pretty close.
clean
Yeah.
off some spots, but it is pretty close.
He has this sort of stuff there.
Work progressing
Or is-
there?
No, it's not progressing. It's just when he built it, I think he built it with that intention.
Yeah.
So there's some, but it's not close to being ready yet.
I mean, I definitely think that if we were to put forward that there needs to be some kind of regulations, limitations. As we talked about, I think in some of those examples we had, some of the green areas, some of the, not just having a dirt lot,
Yeah.
um,
So that'd be like,
space in between, things like that. I mean, some of the ideas that we'd seen from the other places.
would that be next meeting?
I don't know.
I mean, if you're doing that too, then you're going to have to say yes to municipal court no matter what it costs us. And I got some issues with money.
So you are saying yes
I'm not saying anything.
to the question of
If you're going to pass ordinance to regulate this, we're going to have a municipal court to enforce that stuff.
right.
Because I mean, we can have a ordinance that we have no power to enforce, and it doesn't do any good. They break the
Yeah,
ordinance.
yeah, I know.
So
It's just I feel like there's a difference in what you've been saying.
So instead of doing that, could we not set up an agreement on when they tap in on the water that they're going to abide by these stipulations?
now we may be able to put that in our
Contract.
because we do have a water contract with everyone that gets water from us, and they do have to sign that contract. And that was when we were going to limit the amount of
Taps.
not taps but RVs
right,
on a
right.
spot.
Yeah.
That's where I was going to put that, and I would have to find out if we can get that detailed in our contract that says this is how it's going to be done, and that way we have the power. If they don't do it that way, the water gets completely shut off,
Right.
and that may be a possibility to do it that way instead of municipal court. That never crossed my mind, but that could be a possibility.
So I think that's the way the one in Albany is set up, or that's the way it reads to me, is set up as a one complete agreement that if all this is not followed,
Mhm.
Right.
then basically,
Well, they have a municipal court over there.
right, but I mean, the way the
They issue fines.
agreement itself reads
Right.
is that the way,
Right.
is that's the way it was enforced.
Who are we gonna use to enforce these? ordinances.
We are in contract with a code enforcement company already.
What if they don't comply with their will? If they write them tickets, who's gonna arrest
So
them?
that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna issue tickets, then we must have a municipal court. We must.
Yeah.
But if we do, we will have the authority to cut all water off if they don't follow our
Which is what
contract.
That's what I was saying. That's the way around.
Right. And that makes good sense.
Like they have a contract, you do this, or we shut the water off.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the way we want to
And
build this.
I would think you would do it, build it in, so that way you have the agreement and be like, these things have to be met before you even get the tap.
Yeah.
So that way that you can guarantee that, hey, this is set up this way, everything's done correctly, then you can get the tap.
Right.
I would think you would build that into the contract itself, which is kind of the way I read. Is that not the way you read Albany's?
Yeah. Criteria will get met before taps everything.
Right.
And that can work. Really good.
So is that something that we would probably have to have, we probably need to have that drawn up?
Yes,
before
we would have our attorney
Yeah.
draw that up for sure. If that's, I'd have to find out if we can go into that kind of detail on a water contract.
If
like
it's
that.
legal.
Yep. But I can see that. I can see. Makes sense.
You want to say one last thing before you make the decision?
I think comments are closed.
I think a very, very strict set of ordinances is going to deter a lot of building. It's going to deter the impulse building.
Again, they're gonna have to have some real skin in the game at that point to meet. If you make our standards pretty tough.
And I think that's what we need to strive for, is make sure if someone is going to put something in and they're going to put it next to someone else, that it looks nice, that it's held to the same standard that everyone else in the community has to be held to. That it can't just be somebody popping up and throwing 12 spots out there in one little lot.
It's been a while since I read the Albany one, but that's the one that sticks out to me. Doesn't that say they have to be every one of those has to have a 8-foot privacy fence with a gate, right? Or one of them have
One of them did say they had to have a fence. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
And I would think that would need something to do with need to be in ours if we go out. We can do that.
I think it also stated how far apart they had to be. It for sure stated that, and I know it for sure stated like at a 25% green space incorporated into that.
And also said roads had to be paved or concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we'll go that route, but good.
I would just think if it could be set up that way so that, because they are going to be temporary, if it could be set up in a way that it could be a benefit in the future where someone possibly could put a house in or put something more permanent in, then it's a benefit to the community, especially if it's something nice that could be put in.
Well, yeah, you set it up so that it's not for the temporary.
Right.
Yeah. So it doesn't draw that. We'll look what are we gonna have 10 years down the road. Table it again.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to have to, unfortunately. I mean, I would be in favor of it if we could get some of that stuff ironed out and some of those details implemented in there before it was ever even agreed to let them start it. But if not, then I don't know.
So can you specifically say one more time the things that you would like to see were it to be tabled? What we can do with the contract?
Yeah, I mean,
The water contract?
is that what you mean?
Legal.
Yeah, I mean, I think we said it.
I think we need to find out the legalities of what we can put in the contract, and then we need to have a sit-down discussion of exactly what we want in that contract.
And would you recommend everyone studies the Albany contract some more.
I mean, it seems to be the one that fits us better than the one from Mason.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think it's got a little overkill. I think it has something about having recreation areas
Right.
and the paved roads,
Right.
the concrete paved roads, not just paved roads, paved
Yeah.
concrete paved roads.
In the green space. I mean, that's
Green space is a good idea.
Yeah.
personally, but-
yeah. I mean, I like it if it's raining. Yeah.
Well, I think it says in there it doesn't have to be natural. It can be
It
artificial.
can be
Yeah.
turf. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it's mainly as a dust control. This is what it's,
Yeah.
which I'm sure I would want if someone was put next to me is to have some kind of dust control.
And the visual.
Yeah, and the visual for sure. And I guess, do we know how many that, to some of the, answer some of the questions about when we would stop or how many you could put in and keep them from going on? I mean, do we know how many we could put in?
How many parks?
Yeah, more taps can we have?
It just depends on what line we tap into. There's a limit on services per line size. And, even as far as that, using our contract, we could regulate the size of the ones outside of town.
Yeah.
At least the size.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd want to go into as much detail as, they were going to have two separate ones, one for downtown, one for in town.
Right.
If it's legal. We still need to find that, make sure.
Anyone care to entertain a motion?
So who would have to, you're gonna check with the attorney on this?
I can give her some of the basics we're looking for, that way she knows kind of what we're trying to include there, know if it's doable or not.
So I'll make a motion to table RV parks until Lorenzo can discuss contract limitations
I'll
with
second
the
that.
attorney.
Contract limitations.
Contract limitations with the attorney.
Okay.
Cody
I'll
second.
second that.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries to table RV discussion until further discussion with the attorney. Well, it's not a yes,
Thank you.
right?
Yeah, I understand. Thank you. I will keep praying.
Obviously, you are welcome to stay. If you do leave, I do want to say thank you very much for coming. I hope I didn't come off as rude or anything. Marvin, don't hate me.
You're gonna get called later.
As soon as we adjourn, it's gonna.
Yeah.
He's got you on speed dial.
Yeah, right. Well, with that, we'll move on to item number 11, Storm Siren Incorporated Battery System Upgrade. Oh, I'm skipping again. Oh, 11, yes. What I just said, but item number 11.
I'm looking at the wrong, I'm
Yeah,
looking at
me
the
too.
wrong stupid thing.
You should have a couple of quotes in front of you. They're in your packet from the Storm Siren Company. I did have them, they came down and fixed the north siren because it blew, but it was blowing real weak. At one point it wasn't blowing. We got it back blowing, but it was real weak. So they did come and fix it, got it going. And then while they were here, they inspected the other two that we have, so all three of them, and found that our batteries are out of date, need to replace them. You have in front of you the 30-minute batteries, which what we currently have now. We do have the 30-minute batteries in there now. And then they do recommend an upgrade, the 60-minute battery, which is, going to cost more money.
Meaning it'll just blare for 60 minutes.
Right. If the power ever goes out, they'll run off the batteries and still be able to function during that time, which is likely to happen when you have a storm coming through here.
The other ones were fine. It was just the north one that was.
Yeah, the north one was the only one. Like I said, at first it didn't blow at all.
Right.
Then we got it to blow it this week, and they've since fixed it.
How old are the batteries? Would you say? Do you know?
I do.
That's fine.
They're 7 years, 8 years old. I think.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
So it's not just a 30-minute, it's 10 3-minute signals.
Right. Yeah, because you don't just blow them.
Right.
That's how they get shot at.
Yeah.
I think that happened.
It can happen.
So they both just run 3-minute signals. It's just
Right.
how many of them make
Right. How many they can put out.
So what would be? You ever think about how we need more than 10 3-minute signals?
I would not think so. I mean, just to be honest, I wouldn't think so.
There's no grant for these or anything.
Not for the batteries.
My only thoughts, if it matters on this, is that would you say this is a safety device?
Yeah, it's very much a safety.
Yeah, which to me is, the utmost importance. Hopefully we'll never need them. But if we do.
You can see the difference in the warranty you get. So you get a 5-year free replacement, 2-year free replacement, 5-year prorate, and then a 10-year prorate.
Why is one with 14 of them and the other one only for 2?
2 different siren types.
Yeah.
The Century Model 3 V8 runs directly from the batteries all the time.
Yeah, I see that.
So,
But it doesn't say why there's 14 of the other ones.
oh, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And then it only has an X on it.
Right.
So I don't know.
But
if
it says shows 2 here. Shows 14 total cost there.
No, you don't even see this.
So do they have to climb up there and check those with what's currently in there
There's a battery box at the bottom of every pole.
at the bottom?
It says the first one's, proposal one says these are the same type of batteries currently installed.
Right. Yeah, the first proposal is the exact same thing we already have.
In the back, it says you can Bluetooth and check it without opening the battery box.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, I see that too.
So I just wondered if it was up high.
No, they're
Just pointing it out.
locked right
No
there.
big deal.
I think there needs to be some clarity with this X.
I think it really you're just looking at either you're gonna wait 10 years or 5 years to replace the plate. It's basically the same, almost the same price. Either way you go. You're just
Right.
paying more up front.
Right.
Yeah, the warranty's a little bit different if it goes out before then,
But with a longer
right.
sounding time.
Didn't we look into a grant to replace these?
We already did.
We already did or did?
We replaced, I mean, we've got all three new
That was 5 years ago
sirens.
already?
It's been longer than that.
Has it been?
Yeah.
Jeez. I've been on here
Because
too.
we replaced this one
Yeah.
first,
And then you got
and
the
then
two.
we did the other two. And I really think we totally honest, we need two more.
Me too.
Yeah.
Just to be totally honest, sirens. And when the grant opens up with that, we'll put
Depending on the
in.
way the wind blows.
Think about it, really think we need one down by the dump and one down by the school. Just to cover the entire area.
I agree with that.
We've had several people tell us that they wish we could put down by the school and that way.
Maybe we can get some IR people to pay for those.
Yeah.
If you got a grant, would it be a 90-10 or just a 100% grant?
No, I think last time it was a 100% grant. But since it's a safety deal, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's 100%. I think that's the one I got last time.
So if you're thinking of that, why? To me, that would seem like we'll go with proposal one and just replace the cheaper one and then look for a grant for the other
To
one.
be honest, that's kind of what I would do. You're just paying double.
Up front.
Yeah,
And that emergency management thing, you know, that we went over.
we put that on there.
that on
Yeah,
there.
that's part of there.
Yeah, so if they do
Yeah, so
something there.
if COG ever has anything that since that's something we're looking for, they'll let us know. But I think got that last grant I received through USDA. I think when I got it for the sirens.
Seems like that would be the way to go. And try to upgrade them when we get a grant. No thoughts?
I agree. And I think if we test them more frequently too, it'll help with those batteries.
It will. It will.
So
Mr. Fire Chief,
no.
assistant, I mean.
How often would you say?
I think we need to test them. What do y'all think? Every other month?
I
Or
would
test
think-
them once a
I would
month?
think once a month.
I would say once a
We can test them once a month.
Yeah, I would think once a month.
We can do that. That's not a problem.
Does this company have to replace them, or can you crawl
Yeah, they'll
up
come
there and
there
replace them?
They'll come there and replace them. I've never even looked at. Well, I have looked at that box. It's a lot of just jumper wires, really. It's a bunch of those are a little charging thing.
Well, I was just curious why they put on here that the same type of batteries that are currently installed are commercially available at the.
And they are.
Fake
You can
battery.
go buy. You can go buy these batteries at any auto parts store.
Yeah.
You can replace them.
But somebody else has to install them.
Don't have to.
I think Marla has another motion coming. I
know where she's getting it.
Save some money where you
But
can. That's what you're
14 batteries is a big part of the cost, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the Optima batteries, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So would a grant replace those current sirens or just the battery type?
I would add 2 new sirens and then upgrade
The battery?
batteries. We have.
Because
I agree with that. If we're gonna get 2 new ones anyway, we'll just wait and get the better batteries in.
I'll make a motion to accept proposal number 1 from Storm Sirens Incorporated.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries to accept proposal number 1 regarding battery system upgrade. On to item number 12, city administrator's report, discuss and take action as needed.
Okay, so the first item that I'd like to discuss with you is the Attorney General's list that came out. I'm sure you've seen it on Facebook. People are talking about the city being out of compliance. So what it is, it actually the only thing it is our timing of our audit. So we turned everything in that they asked us to turn in the previous 2 audits and everything. We have not received our we've done our audit, but haven't received our audit report yet from our auditors, which they'll be here next month, right?
Yes.
To give that. So we didn't have that turned into the Attorney General. So they have the rule that the new law came into effect in September. They want everything in within 180 days. We have not done that. The letter states we're out of compliance and penalties will be given. The penalties that they're given is you cannot go above your no new revenue rate when you go do your tax rate. My plan was not to go that anyway, and we haven't done that in several years. Go over the no new revenue rate, so it's really going to have no effect on us. The wording of the letter and the way they put it does sound pretty bad. I'm saying non-compliant penalties. Anytime they throw that wording in there, it does sound pretty bad. As soon as we get it, we'll send it in after next month. So we're being as transparent as we can be. We're not trying to hide anything. It's just this timing of this audit for this year is throwing us off. Tammy's already talked to the auditors, and they're going to remedy that before next year so we can get it within 180 days. I'm anxious to see how they fit everybody in that they do within 180 days of the fiscal year. But they assure us that they'll get it done next year before that time so we can get all that turned in. We won't be non-compliant again. But that's really all that is. So it really doesn't have any effect on us whatsoever as far as budget or anything goes because I wasn't planning on going over new revenue rate anyway. Just kind of want to make, I know that was talk, so I want to kind of make everyone aware of that. Friday night we had a massive leak out in Old Glory. We got called out we were out for 12 hours on that leak. We were out in that storm that blew through Friday night. We were out till 3 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning. The guys did a really good job. No complaints. Getting wet, got soaked, mud up to our knees. I'm pretty sore to tell you the truth still today from walking. I just walked it. I'm pretty sore still. Just kind of let you know that. I got a text from a gentleman over in Old Glory that thanked us for being out there getting in water. It was a massive leak. I'd see from the highway, it was boiling about 4 feet out of the water. Out of the ground when I got there. It's a complete break. So we got that taken care of. Didn't have any issues after that. Turned everything back on, pumped water. Everything seems to be working fine now. So hopefully we don't have one of those again for a while. I know last time we talked, I did mention to you about budget. We'd be having some budget discussions. I did go on vacation last week, so I didn't get to do as much work on the budget as I like, but I do have some budget stuff for you. Our electricity cost, or our new rates that we've already we already know that what our new rates are gonna be for this next year. Our utility costs, our electricity cost is gonna double from last year. So we're looking at a $15,000 increase on our utility costs for next year's budget. So that's money we're gonna have to find somewhere. Also, we got a email today about our insurance costs. Our insurance cost is gonna go up anywhere from 12 to 15.
Percent?
Or
No, 1,000. It's like 11, was it 11%? 11.5% is what it was, is what they're gonna increase our insurance costs. So that's money, we're gonna have to try to come find somewhere else. And then I know that we've been talking about a municipal court, so that's more money we're gonna have to find somewhere. So some of the things I've been looking at, so our credit card machine that we run, we pay all the fees that come down. We don't pass the fees along to the customer. That's costing us about $10,000 a year. So we can pass that along and cut that cost for the city. I don't know what that'll do. I don't know, but I mean, that's one place we can look to cut that I've seen so far. It is cost, and it keeps going up every year, seems like. So that's something that we could pass along. There are also two big items that I have, and they're on there because the county and the hospital are going to get quite a bit of money coming in this next budget. They'll get 1.3, I believe, in new revenue they're going to be getting from the solar farm. So you're looking at the ambulance that we pay the ambulance $42,000 a year. And then we pay the deputy salary at $22,500 a year. Those are two places that we can look at, possibly could, to try to pay for some of that and possibly maybe fund a municipal court. I mean, I'll keep looking at other places. Those are the three big things that stuck out to me for the time that I had to look and try to find some funds to move around. And we'll get more in the budget, as we get closer to budget season. But got to start looking now. If we're going to decide to do that stuff, we got to have that money coming from somewhere. So, if you got any thoughts on that, you're welcome to come talk to me about it, or talk to me now, whenever. I'll be happy to listen. Maybe we can sit down and figure something out. But that's really all I have for you guys today. You shall have something for me, as always.
Do we know that company with the trash? I mean,
With the sewer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've been coming, so they started the very next day. And they came every day, including the weekend, until Thursday. Thursday, Stanford opened up their sewer plant. To them, it's an hour short less drive for them to go to Stanford. So they haven't told me they're not coming anymore. They still have a hose out here. But they haven't been back since Thursday.
And do we know how they have been? Like, do we have cameras or something? Or?
No, they call us because we have to sign a manifest for them. They have to have a report of where that sewage water is going, because they have to report that to TCEQ just like we do. So we sign a manifest every time they go out there. Somebody's out there and has to sign a manifest and say how many gallons we have out there or being put into our sewer plant.
How many manifests did you sign?
Ooh, there's a bunch.
I don't know. I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
I got a folder. Yeah, it's probably
Less than him.
Yeah, it's probably 20, 30. But we also did something to make sure we know if somebody uses that hose or moves that hose around, we know they did. Just for that same reason too.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll keep coming and we can get some of that revenue still coming. I know that man cap's not at full capacity, so it will be a lot more. I don't know if they ever can hold all that, to you the truth. I don't know what they have. I mean, I know it's not what we have, but I don't know. And they should already be getting a lot from all the trailer parks they got there, so I don't know what to wait and see.
One thing I meant to say, like an open forum or even have on the agenda, which we might do next time, is we've discussed it a few different times, and like a long time ago, and then somebody mentioned it a few meetings ago. I think we should really look in our lake.
So-
And see, since all this talk about water,
So I
whatever
kinda-
that entails and whatever grants we could look at.
Oh, I've talked to I think one or two council members. I don't know if I've talked to you. So our lake, we at one time the city pumped water from that lake. And I think if we did something to that lake, make it clean it up, dig it deep, get all silt out of it,
Yeah.
make it, for now, let's create a recreational area that for people to use. At some point, if we do run out of water and we have access to that lake and we have a pipeline runs right to that lake,
Right.
TCQ may grant us the authority to use it as emergency water source for just bathing and, things like that. I don't think it'll ever be, because we don't have the capacity to treat lake water, raw lake water, but it could be an emergency use deal if we ever completely run out of water.
Right.
But that I don't know for sure, but that's just my way of thinking on some of that. I just have to look thinking about it, and water is precious right now.
So it is already plumbed in.
There's a line plumbed all the way to that lake. It's capped at the dam, but there's a line all the way there.
We talked about it. We had, the first thing you'd have to do is fix the dam.
Dam's got to be fixed.
The dam's
Dam broke.
intentionally.
Yeah, it's intentionally broke. But yeah, and it's pretty silted out. I mean, it's
Right.
It's got a lot of silt. I mean, it'd take a lot of work, a lot of money to get it fixed. But I think it'd be worth it. And if we don't ever need it, well, at least we have a recreational place for people to use. It's out there right by the golf course, to do something there. And I've always had that in mind. It'd be great to use it.
You did look into grants on that already.
I
didn't you?
have. But there may be new stuff out there.
We didn't qualify for it, or what was
The
it?
competition is very high.
Okay, that's what it was. We'd be way down on the list.
Yes, because we scored too high. And that blows my mind too. But on the last, TCVG grant, it was put us out of the running because we scored too low, really. But yeah,
If there's anything to look into for the
it would be.
I would say that I don't know if you've noticed the road down there at the sewer farm where they've been turning around or whatever.
Yeah, I actually talked to Cody about it today.
That'd be something to.
If they continue to do it, if they keep coming,
Right.
I will get them to fix that road completely and the turnaround there.
Who's turning around?
They're at the sewer plant where they're coming in, they're turning around right in there so they can back up to
That company?
Yeah.
But just where they go in, pretty beat out and
Yeah.
needs to be fixed up or something.
Yeah.
Figured out some way.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Oh, was that your first one?
I got in on it, didn't he?
All in favor?
Trying to set him up while we go.
Motion carries to adjourn the City of Ashmont City Council meeting, Tuesday, May 19th at 7:35 PM. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it.